The Midshipmen of Navy have captured 13 team and nearly 100 individual titles. Two-time national champ Pete Blair won the first Fletcher Award, established to honor two-time Eastern champ and naval officer John Fletcher. Among their greats are national champ Dan Muethler and three-time Eastern winners Mickey McDonald, Jerry Franzen, Lloyd Keyser, and John Wright.
The most memorable for me was, I guess, winning the first EIWA title as a sophomore. Not knowing, what it would be like, and just having that experience to be recognized as a champion.
Navy wrestling under legendary coach and three-time national champ Ed Peary continues to win under coach Bruce Burnett. The University of Pittsburgh joined the conference in 1954, capturing 27 individual EIWA titles and brought up 11 national champs in their first 10 years, including 3 who entered the Hall of Fame: Ed Peary, his brother Hugh, also a three-time national champ, and retired Penn coach, national champ, and Olympian Larry Lockley.
My father, who came from Oklahoma, was a three-time national champion himself, and taught my brother and I as youngsters on the living room floor how to wrestle. He started the Pittsburgh wrestling program. His leadership qualities were outstanding. That served as a model for many of us.
Brown's 12 individual champions have come since it rejoined the IWA in 1984, beginning with Bob Hill's back-to-back titles in '87 and '88.
One of the nice things for me was in 1987 wrestling the Eastern Finals against Novogratz from Princeton. It was at Princeton, and it was a pretty vocal crowd against me, but the match worked in my favor, and that was the year that I won the Easterns for the first time and was Brown's first Eastern champion in history, although I was probably one of the most unpopular wrestlers in the entire arena that evening. But my family, I'm one of 5 children. My parents and my brothers and sisters did a great job cheering me on. They were almost as loud as the entire Princeton contingent, I think.
In '97, under Coach Dave Amato, Willie Carpenter captured the Sheridan and Fletcher Awards, and T-Von Abel was voted the outstanding wrestler. Franklin and Marshall joined the league in 1948 and promptly took a team second, led by champs Robert Schell and Stan Musitas. F&N has had 6 more, including Coach's Trophy winner Brian Nip Brown and Vic Bernardino. 3 years after East Stroudsburg joined, two-time champ Greg Shoemaker battled Wilkes College rival Brian Billick in the '79 finals to a 13-13 tie, finally winning 8-6 in overtime. ESU's most accomplished wrestler is Jack Kuvo, a two-time national champ in 1988 and '89. Rutgers joined the league in 1948 and saw Eastern Gold in 1950, '51, and '52 with Emil Perona.
Newton High School at the state championship in 1948. I think we had 8 out of 12 state champions. Then to Rutgers, and 3 times Eastern Intercollegiate champion. The thing that I remember most is wrestling Donald Rumsfeld. Rummy was a very, very feisty, difficult fellow, and a hard guy to beat. And I've contacted him, and he claims that the match was a time advantage win by myself, and I keep telling him it was a pin.
I feel very fortunate that I was able to wrestle for all those years.
One of the sharpest blows to Eastern fans was the loss after 73 years of powerhouse Syracuse, home to a string of national champs including Art Baker, Tom Schlendorf, Mark Kerr, and 2-time winners Jim Nance and Gene Mills. The Orangemen took team gold 8 times and had 62 individual titles, including 2-time Eastern champ and renowned referee Pascal Perry. At the University of Pennsylvania from 1914 to 1916, 3-time Eastern champ Mike DeRisis pinned every man he faced in every match. Dick DiBattista achieved another kind of perfection, finishing his career undefeated, 133 wins and no losses.
Austin Bishop was my wrestling coach, and he started from scratch here where they would wrestle 3 meets, freshman, JV, varsity, and not win 1 bout. But by the time he left, we were undefeated during the season. I won the Easterns 3 years in a row in 41, 42, 43, and I won the Nationals in 41 and 42, but they were not held in 43 because of restrictions with the war travel.
In 1996, Coach Roger Reina's squad captured Penn's first Eastern title, following it up with 3 more in the next 3 years, while setting an all-time team score of 183 in 1997, bringing 8 wrestlers to the finals. In 2000, Brett Motter won his 4th Eastern title, the Coach's Trophy, the Fletcher Award, and the Nationals.
Baby Brett.
I thank him a lot for teaching me how to get off bottoms. From day one,
It was not acceptable in our family.
yeah. He never forced us into wrestling, but at the same time, he used to force us to. If we drug him down to the basement, he made sure we learned how to get off bottom. And at times, that wasn't necessarily very fun, but
Brett learned his lesson well. He ended up winning the semifinals of the Nationals with 9 seconds left. He had to get out. He did.
Later that year, 2-time Eastern champ Brandon Slay took Olympic gold at the Sydney Games. In 2002, American University joined the list of great institutions participating in this event. Home to 27 schools in its history, the EIWA now has 13 members competing in its 100th Games, the oldest organized wrestling event in the United States. Today we celebrate a century of great competition and anticipate another century with hope that Eastern wrestling will be as strong and vibrant in 2104 as it is today.
Our legacy is not only what we've done in wrestling, but again, the kind of people we've put out. We've had the Ivy League, Lehigh, Army, Navy, all these great schools, and they put out great leaders. This is what sports is about. The matches I remember the competitive juices. I remember Jerry Lehman coaching us, Ed Perry from Navy. I remember Bill Cole with his Penn State teams at the time. And I remember the fierce competition, but when it was all over, we had a tremendous amount of respect for each other and love. These are warm memories.
From Lehigh, coached by Greg Strobel, and he's got him on his back in danger. And things happen quickly here. Rowe looking for the fall against Lambrick of Oklahoma.